The last tier list I did was the fruit tier list. Therefore, it's only natural that we move on to assessing different ways of hiding a body. By the way, this is simply for entertainment purposes. Now there's 5 different rankings. At the bottom, we've got cell number 8, right? Absolutely abysmal attempt at hiding the body, and you get caught straight away. Then we've got most likely caught, average, nearly got away with it, and the perfect method of hiding a body and getting away with the crime will go in Tahiti. Now this is a very common one you see in movies and shows. However, I don't think this method is all that great. See, as the body decomposes, gases like methane and CO2 build up inside the body, giving the body buoyancy, I like that word, and causing it to float to the surface, right? You're probably thinking, what about the rope tied to the weight holding it down? Well, over time, even the rope would start to degrade. Also, sharks can just come, nibble on the body, and cause the pieces to float back up, right? Also, where the hell are you even going to get a boat from to drop the body in the middle of the sea? You gotta think about practicality as well. So for all these reasons, I'm going to put this in most likely caught. Now this one is f***ed, but one that I've actually seen in a few movies like Sweeney Todd or I Saw the Devil. And at first, I actually thought this was a very good way to hide the body. However, the more I thought about it, the more I think it's actually quite overrated. If it's actually rated in the first place. You see, first you've got to get rid of the smell, which is actually very difficult to do. Then imagine the mess you'll make trying to julienne the person, you know? Hella evidence everywhere. It would also take you a while to completely prep, cook, and eat the body. So there's just too many things in my opinion that can go wrong with this, and it's also very fucked up. So I'm going to put this in nearly caught. Because also, if the police come, see you munching on some human cheeks, you know, you don't really have a excuse to that, right? You've been caught red-handed, so... Now this might be the stupidest place to hide a body, and the amount of people that do this is actually insane. I'm referring to people that just leave the body lying around in like their bathtub or basement, just out there in the open. You literally can't defend yourself even if you get caught. There is no debate with this one. This one is straight in cell number 8. Now you could leave the body in the forest where the local grizzlies reside, or maybe some vultures, and provide them with their dinner. Now this isn't actually that bad an idea because even if the body gets discovered, it'll probably be in very bad shape from being mauled by the bear, so you can't really get evidence of it. Also, which civilian realistically goes for hikes in highly bear populated areas? Maybe Russians, but... So in terms of discretion, this is actually a pretty good option. The main downside with this is on your way to drop the body off, you have to pray you don't run into a bear and get mauled yourself. That'll be pretty sad. So it's a pretty risky job. Therefore, I'm going to put this one in nearly got away with it, because I actually think it's a very good method. Given how shunned homeless people are in society, you could probably dress the body up as a homeless person in the streets and just leave it there, and the people passing by probably wouldn't even notice. Now, whilst this method actually seems pretty legit, I think the chances of this body being found by another fellow homeless neighbour are actually quite high, but I do think the general public and police would just walk right past the guy, right? So I'm going to put this in most likely caught. Now this one's pretty good in my opinion. No one's ever going to look inside your walls, and the only issue you'll have is covering the hole up with like plaster and paint. But even then, whilst it's being renovated, just stick a picture in front of it and you're sorted. I'm going to put this one in nearly getting away with it because the reality is, if the body is still in your gaff, if it is eventually found, it's pretty obvious who the killer is. You can't really get away from it, so... Now this is actually one of the best ones in my opinion, because it completely destroys the evidence, right? And also, who the hell is going up to a volcano to search for a body? Even if the police go, the body's gone, mate, right? They can't jump into the volcano and get it. It's gone. The only issue with this one, and it is quite a big issue, I'll admit, is where do you find an active volcano? And how do you get close enough without killing yourself? Now these are questions that I don't have the answers to. But I would have put this in Tahiti. However, due to the practicality of it, I'll say nearly got away with it. Now, I cannot take credit for this last method because this genius on Reddit may have found a method which belongs in Tahiti. I'll keep him anonymous for obvious reasons, but here's what he had to say. You're always going to have problems lifting a body in one piece. Apparently, the best thing to do is to cut up a corpse into 6 pieces and pile it all together. And when you've got your 6 pieces, you gotta get rid of them, because it's no good leaving it in the deep freezer for your mum to discover, now is it? Of course not. Then, I hear the best thing to do is to feed them to pigs. You've got to starve the pigs for a few days, then the sight of a chopped up body will look like curry to a pisshead. You've got to shave the heads off the victims, pull out the teeth for the sake of the pig's digestion. You could do this afterwards of course, but you don't want to go sieving through the pig shit as well. Fair point. They will go through bone like butter, and you need at least 16 pigs to finish the job in one sitting, so be wary of any man who keeps a pig farm. I agree. They will go through a body that weighs 200 pounds in about 8 minutes. Damn. That means that a single pig can consume 2 pounds of uncooked flesh every minute, hence the expression, as greedy as a pig. As much as I'm impressed with this man's knowledge of pigs, the next comment sums up perfectly what everyone is thinking. But to be fair, this pig method is going to be the first method to go in Tahiti.